Hi guys, so I've attempted to make this video 3 times in the last day. I'm sorry I haven't put a video up in a long time. I've moved house and then been quite extremely sick. So this is our first video back, so I thought I would just do an update of the 2 orchid hauls that I did. The one from Orchid Garden in Poland and the other one from a local orchid shop. So most of them have already had a background. I've already introduced them to you and told you what they were like when they came. But some of them have grown, some of them have not done well, some of them have done well. So let's have a look. So we'll start off up here. So these were the original 4 plants that I got from the local nursery. So this was one of the Miltoniopsis. This is a back division. I don't know if you remember, I showed you the front division had rotting of the pseudobulb, and I didn't want it to spread, so I basically just made the decision to cut it off and attempt to do something with this guy. So it hasn't seemed to have suffered in any way. It's got its leaf in there that it was busy putting out. It's a little bit flimsy, but it's not growing. There's nothing that has developed. The pseudobulb here, there we go. The pseudobulb here does look quite plump. I don't know if something might develop from underneath there. But yeah, so these ones, as you see, I've kept them bare rooted. I've been waiting for small pots. These roots are all dead. I'll just keep them here. That one is still quite firm, but I keep them here just so the plant has some kind of base. But yeah, so this, we'll see what happens. I've kept them in a water culture kind of environment, and they don't seem to be doing too badly, I must say. So that is the one. Now moving on here, let's grab this one. So this is the Bulgara Francine. So this one had the 2 growths. This is the oldest one, and then this is the newest one here. This was the one with the flower spike. You can see there between the leaves. So this one has actually started doing something. So if we can get this thing to focus. Come on. I'm really struggling these last few days to get anything to go my way. Okay, that seems to be the best we're gonna get. Unless we lift it up a bit. Focusing on my hand. There we go. So I don't know if you can see the new roots there that have grown. So I'm really glad about that. It does have some roots anyway. Oopsie daisy. Before I break all the roots that were going green, and then it has started, if I can get my hand in there, it has started putting out, there we go, it has started up putting out a new growth. This has also been kept in the water environment, so the water culture. So yeah, not a bad result. Stand up, stop trying to fall over. Then we have the other Miltoniopsis. This is the big Miltoniopsis. There's its new growth. So as you can see, this one is also doing well. It's growing out nicely. That was a tiny little growth. Its roots are alright. Also has quite a few dead roots. But I just use it as a base. Once they're a bit more established and I pot them up, I'll sort their roots out. But it's important for me to see their growth. And then lastly was the Dendrobium Comet King Akatsuki. Now these dendrobiums are supposed to have a winter's rest. It is winter now, so it is supposed to be resting. But as you can see there, we have a growth. So even though the leaves are yellowing and falling off, this has decided to grow. So now I have to increase the watering a little bit again. Not much. It also has a terrible root system. Mostly dead roots. I do water it. I wasn't watering it often, I must say, but these roots are basically just desiccated dead roots, so I try my best. But the cane is still plump, there's no wrinkles, so we'll see what it's doing here. It's either going to put out a flower spike, which I'll be quite surprised if it does, but otherwise it could put out a keiki. So we'll just have to see what it decides to do. So those were my 4. Now if we go down here, sorry, we're in the kitchen, you can see all the dishes. If we go down here, then we can see this is the Paphiopedilum that I got. This is now from Poland. Now this is the only one that came that I wasn't too happy with, only because it didn't have any roots, and it's hard to establish seedlings when they don't have roots, and this was a seedling. But in fairness, I did think that it was a mother plant with its baby, and I actually think it is 2 plants. It's 2, so I got 2 for the price of 1, and yeah, so I must just be happy. So yeah, this is getting so blurry. There we go. So this is doing quite well. If you can see, it's got a new leaf growing, this one and that one. They're both growing new leaves. This one, if you look in there, is starting to there's something growing there. I'm sure a root or something's going to come out there, so that's good. That means it is happy. It's getting established in its pot. Try and get me out. It is, if you look, it's pretty wobbly. I mean, this one isn't even sitting straight. So yeah, anyway, so hoping for the best there. Now this is the orchid that I got that I didn't order, and I can never remember its name, and because I didn't order it and I didn't know what it was, I've made an oopsie with it, and its new growth, which was this nice silky leaf here, has died. So anyway, I've made a few changes. I keep it wet. It seems to like the moisture. I've put it in a sunnier spot, and I haven't lost anything more. And the 2 older pseudobulbs there are still nice and plump. So let's just hope it puts out another growth, and we can do something with that. And then next is the Tolumnia direct fly. So this Tolumnia, I don't know if you remember, it came mounted on a piece of bark. It had an older growth that was split down the middle away from it. The older growth died off. That's normal for Tolumnia, so no problem there. And yeah, it's looking really good, really healthy. I keep it in very airy medium. I do water it when it dries out, so probably today or tomorrow. They do like water, but they don't like their roots suffocated. So I like to give her water, and then once she's dry, give her, well, almost dry, still a little bit of moisture there. So I give her a day, and then I'll water her tomorrow. So I'm happy with that one. Then the Tetraspis. Made an oopsie with the Tetraspis. It's a warm grower, and yeah, I put it where it was too cold. I'm a little bit worried I've got some kind of bug. As you can see, my leaves are getting cavities in them. There as well, and there as well. So let's hope not. But this flower spike still made it. This one desiccated. That's fine. It was my fault. I didn't water it enough. I'm waiting for sphagnum moss to come. This orchid just needs more water. It dries out really quickly, and my environment is really, really dry. I get hardly any sun, but the environment is dry. So the reason I've got it like this is just to create some humidity in the pot below, which will go up into the pot. This is just to try and keep it happy. Then this is the No ID Dendrobium that I got from IKEA. It's looking a little bit better. It's not very stable because it's got no roots, but it's getting there. It's got 2 thick canes. I'm just hoping for the best. Also need some sphagnum moss around the top to encourage the roots to grow. I'm really hoping to get some kind of growth. I haven't had any growth from this whatsoever, but it is looking a little bit more stable and a bit more happy, so I'm hoping for the best. And then lastly, my big Phalaenopsis, which just keeps me happy because She is just so easy to look after. She makes life easy for me. And she did lose a flower spike, as you can see there. Moving, broke off. But she's still got blooms. They're not dropping. She's just happy. She looks great. She's a bit pot bound, so once these blooms do fall, which they should start doing soon. So a couple of signs if you are curious as to when orchids start losing their blooms. You'll see the plant gets this veiny, the flower gets this like veiny texture to it. That's usually a sign that blooms are on their way out. There we go. You can just see they become a little bit more fragile looking. So yeah, I don't know how much longer her blooms will last, but she's been pretty, she's been easy. So yeah, once she's finished blooming, I don't think I'll cut the stem. If the stem doesn't die, I'll just leave it and let the blooms fall. I only cut that stem because it broke, so there wasn't much point in keeping it. But what I would like to do is keep the stem. She might grow out, but I will repot her so that she's in a bit of a bigger pot. Anyway guys, thanks so much. I'm going to do a orchid care sheet for some of these orchids soon. I already have one on Phalaenopsis orchids, and I've got one on Paphiopedilums as well. So if you're interested in what the best way to look after them is, have a look. Dendrobiums I'll do next. The ones that I'm not too sure about, like this guy down here, I won't do an orchid care sheet until I figure out what works best. And when I pot up those guys, I will do a video on that too. So thanks guys, please subscribe to my page. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below.